I am Simran, the author of a powerful new trilogy titled Living, Being, and Knowing. I was inspired to bring forth this trilogy to express our multidimensional nature in a way that has never really been illustrated before. This information came through not only deep insight, but a profound personal experience that opened me up to the layers within myself, the layers within all of us. This is profound work because right now in our world, change is being called for more than ever. We are seeing such a diverse array of experiences, things that are challenging and constricting, and oftentimes things that bring heartbreak or hopelessness. And we're looking for ways to feel more peaceful, to try to understand how we can serve, how we can empower ourselves and other people, and how we can bring meaning to so many things that seem so meaningless. This series of books is a staple for any seeker's library because it's very unique in how it was written and how it is to be partaken. Living, Being, and Knowing are not ordinary books to be read from cover to cover. They are, in fact, you. They do not contain my story. They are for you to place your story within them. And as you move through the ladder of consciousness and the grids of experience that they provide, you're going to discover not only deep insight about yourself and the workings of the world, but you're going to initiate an alchemical process within you that really starts to burn off a lot of the conditioning, the wounding, the pain, and the deception that you hold within yourself. These books open you to seeing life in a new way, to understanding the larger picture and our smallness within it, to understanding the small story and the grandness that we are beyond it. I invite you to get your set of Living, Being, and Knowing. They are profound, beautiful integrations that will support you in this human experience, but more vastly allow for your soul to shine through. Living, the 7 Blessings of Human Experience is a book that really approaches life from where you are right now. It is your identity. It is the persona. It is who you are. And it is all the things that you encounter, the pebbles, the rocks, and the boulders, all of the unorthodox blessings that we encounter, such as challenge or chaos, some of the darkness that we see in the world, and also the death of those around us that we have to face, but more so the many deaths that we experience within our lifetime that we must walk through for rebirth. The second book, Being, the 7 Illusions that Derail Personal Power, Purpose, and Peace. It is the lower aspects of the multidimensional nature. That book is especially powerful because although it speaks to you personally, that one holds the key to really changing our world. The things that we see outside of us that are so discordant and so difficult to watch and so heartbreaking to hold, they are a result of our collective being. The aspect of being that is so deeply unconscious that we have to allow it to bubble up. And for many, that means shadow work. But it's time to go beyond shadow work because there are levels below the shadow that we must not only face, but embrace, that we must bring love and compassion and kindness to in a way that we understand why they came, what parts of us those are, and then how to reactivate ourselves to be sacred advocates and change agents in the world. And the third book is Knowing the 7 human expressions of grace. Grace is all around us. And it is resting within the flowering of our humanity. Knowing is a book, and I call it her or she, because it is the softening. It is awakening you through the process of alchemical change into your light bodies, into understanding that our humanity must be reclaimed, that it must return in a full and bounteous way so that it can overflow and be the salve upon this planet. And as you move through this third book, Knowing, which releases at the end of March, what you will discover are the visceral energies that sit inside of all of our bodies, inside of our cells and our bones and our tissue and our organs, that have been there sometimes even before our birth. They are ancestral, they are generational, but they're so deeply unconscious because they're embedded within this form, within this body. But as you go through this alchemical process, you actually dissolve and you allow these visceral energies to be absorbed, to be reabsorbed, so that the light can then shine through. I love this series. It's been my life's work. And the insights that came along the way as I allowed myself to stop, to rest, to sit, to really be with everything and see into life and myself in a way that I never have before. It inspired me to share this information so that others could have a little bit of a shortcut to their understanding, where they could see it in a way that they were ready to receive it. And so that's why these books can be partaken of in many different ways. And I share that at the beginning of each book. They can be read one by one, very slowly. And if you're going to do that, then I suggest that you not read more than a couple of paragraphs or a page a day. Allow that medicine to work itself within you. Let yourself absorb it. Let the books teach you presence and listening and sacredness. A second way to partake of these books is to have all three and use them as an oracle. And just open each book to a page and read a paragraph out of each one. A third way is to read across the book simultaneously, because you see the 7 blessings correlate to the 7 illusions and the 7 human graces. And by doing this work as an integrative process, because all of our multidimensional layers are actually active all of the time. So by you being active with them all of the time, you awaken yourself more and more each day. And you become more present to how these different aspects of you are operating every minute of every day through every experience. And that empowers you. So give yourself, your heart, and your soul one of the greatest gifts you ever could. Get your copies of the Self-Realization series. Once again, the titles are Living, the 7 Blessings of Human Experience. Being, the 7 Illusions that Derail Personal Power, Purpose, and Peace. And Knowing, the 7 Human Expressions of Grace. I am SIMRAN. In love, of love, with love, and as love. Be well.